It is what they'll stay. I'm sure they'll stay. The hype is too real. Look at this. MetaLow, Prodigy, round 3, race 3, ready, fight. And we're into Quickman stage.
You're probably gonna be seeing a lot of Quickman and Flashman first. But yeah, for the new guys, as we usually like to do, we like to explain why we choose Quickman first, and eventually Flashman second. So Quickman and Flashman, they have a lot of quality of life items that help us get through these seeds. As you can see, MetaLow again, the extra life in the E-Tank. Those are probably one of the more easier E-Tanks to get. So we like to have as many E-Tanks as reasonably possible, so that whatever the randomizer may throw at us, we can have something on hand to keep us alive. So in the meanwhile, we just see MetaLow and Prodigy going through Quickman stage, find out the Crushers are actually vanilla immune to Buster, and we're just gonna see what happens afterwards as they make their way to the Quickman boss room.
Oh man, dark beams coming at them now. Kind of blend in with the background a little bit, but these guys shouldn't be a problem. These guys. I say that, I don't want to jinx anybody.
Yeah, a certain somebody named Prodigy took a death to these beams on this particular screen that we're on right now. Ended up clipping one of the side platforms, and that'll do it for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, he actually did that in 2 of the later races of this tournament. One being this grand final set, one being, I believe, it was losers finals against Mega Cup. He also clipped there, but good thing he's through this time, and we're both fighting Quickman in Quickman stage.
In Quickman's room.
Is this even randomized? Whoa.
Yeah, you would think so. Now, here's a little interesting tidbit. Prodigy finished this stage first in both Game 1 and Game 2. MetaLow is got a little bit of an advantage, but I think it's partially because the times are not synced together.
Yeah, go on, Charlie Boy. Go ahead, Charlie Boy.
Alright. We were both on the same page as saying it looks like maybe 5 seconds ahead by camera ways, but so we'll get that fixed shortly. And you see MetaLow actually, and Prodigy as well, turning around to check the weapons, which is a pretty good spot to check it. Doesn't even take half a second to turn around and shoot a Buster pellet, and that actually helps on this stage, because later on in the stage you can jump and get the E-Tank and then just go straight through, versus turning around if you decide to go for that. Which, seeing a Buster weak wall actually can make that decision a little more easy, as we've seen MetaLow skip it almost every single time, including this one. And Prodigy tends to go for it sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't think these fans are gonna allow it. Yeah, the Fantasy Inquisition shows up yet again and just pretty much just blocks Prodigy's way to getting that E-Tank. I already expected MetaLow to go down and ignore the E-Tank anyway, but the Fat fans just sealed the deal as we get Crashman in Flashman's room, where we got ourselves another dumb crash. Well, pseudo-dumb.
Yeah, he's sort of attacking, but no problems here for either players, I don't think. And
Yeah, look like we got our time synced up now, so we officially now have MetaLow in the lead with the time synced up, and MetaLow now officially deciding to go to Bowman this time. Prodigy doing Soothe, but I think MetaLow just decided to go to Bubbleman because he has item 2 now. So it can at least try to bypass the area. The prop tops aren't having it though.
yeah, now there is a cool zip, and I've seen Cool Kid do, and I think I don't know if Cypher, which, those two guys were battling it out earlier this record still running for it or not. Towards the end of the stage, there's an actual zip where you can damage boost against the enemy and zip through some spikes to save some time. I've seen Prodigy do it in some practice runs, but I've never seen him pull it off. It would be really interesting. Now that they have item 2 and are in bubble, if they go for that, but we'll see MetaLow and Prodigy into this next ceiling on the checkpoint screen, turning left, facing left, zippity-doo-dah-day, and away we...
Prodigy actually stealing the lead away from MetaLow here with a little better execution in preparation for the zip.
That's the screen I was talking about. They just Prodigy definitely didn't go for it. Safety first, it's understandable.
Prodigy used the item 2 a little bit later and having a little bit of more success, but MetaLow is still hot on his heels as we're about to find out who's in Bubble Room. Now, Metalman in Bubble Room, that's going to be really interesting. You can manipulate Metalman to continuously jumping and not fire his Metal Blades at all, as Prodigy is doing right now. It's able to get a really quick kill on him, but MetaLow's, being no slouch as usual, kills Metalman just as fast. Water physics do make quite a bit of difference on some of these boss fights, as you've just seen.
Yeah, Dance Party Metalman has made an appearance, and also item 1 has made an appearance, so this should definitely influence the routing here as both of our runners decide to go to Airman's.
I was honestly half expecting them to go to Metalman now that they have probably the 2 most notable weapons they need to get through Metalman fast. They're opting to just get Airman out of the way.
I was actually thinking the same thing, that they were going to go to Metalman with the appearance of item 1 here.
Ooh! Item 2 stopping at a very, very questionable point, but both of them were well aware of their surroundings and they stopped properly. As we can see, Prodigy properly having supercharged heat. One of the randomized aspects of the atomic fire is charge duration. The charge duration of the atomic fire can be very slow, very fast, or in Prodigy's case, you might not even have to charge at all, and you get full power atomic fire right from the get-go. Probably one of the best scenarios to have if you have atomic fire available.
Yes, indeed. I agree. Yeah, and you see Prodigy going through, using that atomic fire to his advantage. Pretty much everything is just melting away as blazes right through it.
Yeah, you can probably say that supercharged atomic fire is probably one of the best weapons in the game, except when it's immune to something, which, as you could expect, is also a randomized attribute.
Yeah, definitely a good find, especially since now he knows how the weapon consumption of that particular weapon works, so that'll help him out later on in the Wily stages. If he decides to use it, then he'll know, hey, very sparingly.
And MetaLow seems to be struggling here with the Airman stage, and he may have to take... Oh no! He did not use an E-Tank and instead takes a death. Ouch!
Press F for respect, guys.
One of the most dangerous things you can do in a randomizer run is to get overzealous with your health. As you can see, Woodman was busted weak, but if you don't take care of your health and things wind up going real south for you, you just saw what MetaLow happened and take the unfortunate death, and that puts Prodigy quite firmly in the lead for the time being, as we also find out that item 1's a pretty good item 1 for zipping, with Prodigy doing the metal zips.
Yeah, I guess a little swag zip too at the checkpoint as well. That one, arguable. People say it does, and then other people say it doesn't. I don't know.
It does save time, but only if you do it right and do it fast. Otherwise, it really doesn't save all that time, and you're just doing it for the sake of swag.
Well, Prodigy pulled it off first try. MetaLow got it on the second. So Prodigy's got a bit of a lead here going into the boss door already in the Metal Man stage.
Oh my goodness, one of my favorite songs. To opening theme.
Meanwhile, we found Airman in Metal Man's room. Airman has a really unique mechanic in whenever he's in Metal Man's room. As you can see, the air shooters actually move really slow while Mega Man's on the conveyors. You're seeing on MetaLow's end as well, but the air shooters actually move faster when Mega Man is off the conveyors. So trying to get them, so you can actually use that to your advantage if you get good patterns and just continue plugging away at Airman. But right now, we're not seeing very good patterns. So MetaLow is forcing to jump and try to move the air shooters as fast as possible.
Ooh, Prodigy's taking a death early in Heatman's thing. It's gonna cost him a couple seconds at least. But not enough to lose the lead, at least.
I was gonna say, MetaLow's about 30 seconds behind with where they were finishing this previous stage, but Prodigy looks to have a mighty heck of a time struggling, getting knocked around. It looks like he's trying for an item 1 zip, but these enemies are just not gonna let him do it.
Yeah, I think this is a very big mistake on Prodigy's part, especially with the birds just continue spawning. He's gonna take a death at this point if he doesn't E-tank, and while he does take that E-tank, but especially with birds in the way or continuously spawning enemies that are close to the ceiling, trying to do that zip, which is a randomizer exclusive by the way, is really tedious and hard to do. So trying to do that longer than you need to is a significant waste of time, while MetaLow is probably going to try to do good wood with the item 1 he has, with him going to Woodman stage.
Yeah, Prodigy did have a 30-second lead, but with going into separate stages, I don't know if Prodigy's going to end up keeping that lead.
Yeah, definitely. MetaLow setting up for good lead. It's where you clip into the top of this ceiling here, you wrap around, you drop down, you wrap around again. Hit pause. He does not have quick boomerang, so he has to get a frame perfect ladder zip. There's 2 death pits, one here and one here that you have to jump over. If you just keep walking straight, you will fall into those pits. And then you have to clip this ladder, face left, pause buffer to finish the zip onto this ladder, because if you don't pause buffer there, you will definitely have to die and you will not zip far enough. And yeah, you climb up and you zip past the lowest bamboo shoot there, and then boom, you are in the boss corridor. Very nice death warp. Good wood performed by MetaLow there. Prodigy, we saw do it last time. I'll probably do it this time as well. But yeah, MetaLow fighting up against Flashman now. This Flashman is acting more like Quickman, as he is running super fast.
And Prodigy pulled off a little mini zip, being able to warp through the blocks. But I think Prodigy has lost a good amount of time. Now, this is going to cost Prodigy because he's got Heatman and Crashman left, just like MetaLow does, but MetaLow is already starting on Heatman here, so this is a problem.
Yeah, I can safely say that Prodigy has definitely lost his lead, trying to do item 1 zips in the screen that MetaLow is on right now, and on the checkpoint area since he didn't have item 3. Item 1 is capable of doing all zips in Heatman stage, but only if you do it right. Prodigy unfortunately was unable to do it properly. Meanwhile, MetaLow is also going to seem to try to do item 1 zips in this stage.
Well, that bird's just gonna say no thank you to that, I think. MetaLow might be quite unfortunately willing to give that lead back. Oh!
Hey, he almost had it on that one.
Yeah, it's one of those times where you gotta wonder, when is it enough to stop? And interesting situation we're seeing here. This is the reason why we got rid of the Lightning Lords and Airman stage, because of glitches like that can occur.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to see those little mishaps, if you will, with the Lightning Lord platforms on different stages. And MetaLow, you know, makes it through without hardly any problem. Frogs on this screen can also lead to a delay scroll death, and MetaLow's not killing him, so we'll see. No, he actually made it through, so that's good. The delay scroll is where you fall to the next screen, but the game does not register that you are on the next screen, and it registers that it's actually a death pit and it kills you. So if that was the case, he would have had to restart. He's gonna set up item 1 zip here. Prodigy, I believe, had item 3 when he went.
No, Prodigy also had item 1. And he tried to do the exact same thing that MetaLow's doing right now, but this time MetaLow was able to succeed in doing it, but not without multiple attempts. But that still saves a little bit of time over Prodigy, who was unsuccessful in doing the zip that MetaLow did, and wound up going through the station normally.
MetaLow's actually jumping through the Yoku blocks as he did not have enough item 2. He had used it earlier in the stage.
Right, yeah, I mean, that basically puts these guys on an even playing field, as they're both going into their respective robot boss around the same time. I'd say 1 second.
Well, the lead will only change hands depending on how long. But nah, I think we're probably gonna be. Prodigy might have a slight advantage depending on how MetaLow goes through Crashman stage, because Crashman stage is definitely a longer stage than Woodman. It's all going to depend on execution at this point. Can MetaLow get through Crashman quick enough before Prodigy gets through Woodman stage? Right now, it's all up in the air, and we're probably going to wind up seeing who's going to be in the lead by the time we get to Wally 1.
Yeah, that's going to be the great equalizer, is once we see Wily get in his little machine there, that's going to be, you know, okay, you've got all 8 bosses complete, and MetaLow going for the crash zip straight away.
Yeah, both these guys heading into RoboMaster number 8. And MetaLow's going to get the crash zip. It's going to death warp him across the 3 elevator screens to the checkpoint. That's the point of doing that. And Prodigy finds dogs will go down to supercharge heat, as he will be setting up Goodwood pretty shortly.
Right now, I can almost say that in spite of them being in different stages, they are seriously neck and neck right now, with just one boss just separating these two. So it's gonna just depend on what boss we're gonna see and how fast they can beat them.
Yeah, Prodigy has the last part of this Goodwood zip to pull off, and MetaLow has about 2 screens worth of Crashman left to do.
Right now, we got MetaLow getting into his boss fight first, while Prodigy is just a few seconds behind. We're just gonna see what happens between these 2 boss fights.
This Heatman's not gonna go down fairly easily, though. Prodigy's made short work of, I believe that was Flashman.
Yep, that was Flashman. Finding that air shooter just rips him apart, and we officially can say that Prodigy, at around 1940, around the teleport exit, is about to head into Wally 1 with the lead. And since we're going to Wally 1, that time is upon us again. So, yet again, for those that are just now coming here, we got a little game for you. For those that aren't familiar with the Mega Man Randomizer, as you can see, the colors are randomized, and that includes the Mecha Dragon. So, for everyone in chat, we want you to guess the color of the Mecha Dragon, and for extra credit, you can guess one extra weakness. Okay, Charlie boy, this is the third time we've been doing this. You've been delaying going first the whole time. This time you are going first in guessing.
Yeah, I heard you. I get you. You're right. I have been, on the back end of the guessing, so I'll go first. That's fine. I'm going to say Dragon at the end of the stage will be red.
You're trying to go 3 for 3 for red colored dragons. What's the weakness?
Metal.
Charlie boy, tic tac, we got get a weakness.
He said metal. I was a little busy enjoying the music. Just gonna say.
Oh yeah, Frico's favorite song. I forget.
Yeah. Got the Crash Man. I'm all for it. But I'm gonna say a purple dragon, and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say metal. No, I don't want to say Metal Blade because then you'd be right too. Oh, what do we have? Well, let's go Leaf Shield. Why not? That seems kind of fringe, awful to have as a weakness for the dragon.
Green dragon air shooter. See, it's not hard to go that fast.
Oh no, MetaLow going back down for some. I guess he wasn't happy with his item 1.
Now, what happened to MetaLow was a weird situation as we get a little bit of an awkward dragon here. But yeah, what happened to MetaLow is that when he was climbing up, he actually accidentally double fired an item 2. So by the time he got up, he winds up. By the time he was trying to fire his third item 1, it didn't summon, so he had to reset the room.
Ah, okay.
Well, Prodigy found air shooter here for the dragon and absolutely dumpstered the dragon.
And I believe I was the one that called air shooter. Thank you very much.
This definitely looks like a red dragon to me. Oh man, look at that Metal Blade! Awesome. Kidding, of course. This is a nice looking dragon. Teal, the aquamarine color. Air shooter, pretty neat. And Prodigy setting up item 2 here. I would have actually, with those frogs being there, you probably could have actually set up item 1 zip there, which is a trick and any percent difficult. As most of the time you spend item 2 in Wily 1 to go just a tad bit faster, you'll use item 1 to damage boost off of a flyboy or a crop top, and then clip into this wall that MetaLow's ran over. Pause, and then end up on that first ladder. Pretty neat little trick. It doesn't necessarily save time, but it's done because you've already used your items.
Well, the only reason that you would use item 1 in that situation in vanilla is because you had the item 2 unavailable. Item 2 is generally still faster in this stage, so having item 2 available in the randomizer would still be the best bet.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Prodigy about to fight Pico. See what kind of weaknesses we're going to be having this time. We're still looking for Buster Weak enemies, but we got the second best thing in Leaf Shield. Leaf Shield is one of the best weaknesses for Pico. As you can see, all you gotta do is just fire Leaf Shield and just chill. No more, no less. As the Picos just, like a bunch of morons, just run straight into it. Of course, you gotta move a little bit just to avoid some damage, but if you get Leaf Shield as a Pico weakness, and it's a strong instant kill weakness, it's basically a free fight.
Yeah, definitely a walk in the park for Prodigy as he chills with the leaf shoot. And we get the treat to some of the glitch music as the sound effect interrupts the sound waves of the NES.
And MetaLow's choosing a different strategy, going for the quick boomerang. Not sure if this is more effective time-wise than taking the lazy shield route through, but Prodigy's still in the lead by a little bit as MetaLow's hopefully going to find some way to catch up as both of our runners are into Wily 3 stage.
Got some Galaxy Man music from Mega Man 9 in here. Prodigy shooting to the music. A classic Mega Man staple.
Buster music, gotta love it.
But yeah, for the most part, Wily 3 is one of the less eventful stages, but it's only secretly deceptive if you see a fat fan in the water area. Unfortunately, the fat fans decide to make an appearance a few screens too late to be effective. Alright, so what we got for Gus Tank? Still no bunch of weaknesses this time around. I don't think, aside from maybe one machine fight, Wily machine fight, we had a distinct lack of bunch of weak Wily bosses.
Well, looks like the supercharged heat is good enough to melt our Guts Dozer down to scrap.
Yeah, that's one dead good Guts Dozer there, Frico. Definitely.
Gonna see if MetaLow is able to find the same weakness.
Well, looks like quick boomerang. No, going through pretty much the same routine that Prodigy is going through. And it looks like MetaLow was skipped over the supercharged heat and finds it a little bit later than Prodigy does. He might lose a couple seconds here.
Atomic Fire, Leaf Shield, and Crash Bombs, those are usually saved for last because those are usually weaknesses that drain a lot of weapon energy. So you want to save those for a last resort, but unfortunately, that will wind up wasting a little bit of time since you wind up using those last, and you saw the consequences in case of MetaLow. Anyway, going through Caramel and Purple Hell in Wily 4, seeing that we got potential fat fan issues in these elevator sections. But we're gonna see what happens in a little bit in this next screen that Prodigy is about to enter. Nope, the fat fans decide to blow the opposite direction like a couple of fools, making it all too simple for Prodigy.
Yeah, that was almost like there was no enemies there at all.
Yeah, both of these guys attempting to pause through the checkpoints. It's also a 80% difficult strategy to go through that. And pause buffer is zip there, and missing the pause buffer, but they did get the zip for the most part. They did get the extension though. As Prodigy makes it in first to Boo Beams, he finds wood.
Another god weakness, but he got to be careful. He looked like he's running low on Leaf Shield, so he's got to be really careful about his Leaf Shield usage.
Oh, he should be fine. He's got at least 3 shots, and this last one will take the last 2 out.
Yeah, it's barely enough indeed. But yeah, this is what we're talking about. For Boo Beam, if we get Leaf Shield or Metal Blaze or any kind of vertical shooting weapon, you can just attack the Boo Beams directly and not even worry about shooting down the crash doors.
Man,
Having that saves a lot of time.
Yeah, and speaking of saving time, MetaLow is going to save the same time he saved the last one to kind of grab catch up and grab Prodigy, catch him by the heels, man. He's like right on his tail now that he's done that zip, and he finds Wood Shield, so we're going to refight. It's pretty much neck and neck. Prodigy isn't even a buster, excuse me, a Robot Master down, while MetaLow is trying to find his way in.
Prodigy wisely using the Metal Blade to manipulate Flashman to keep jumping on the walls and not bother him. Pretty smart thinking from Prodigy. Probably saved him a little bit of... Well, I'm not sure about time, but definitely a lot of hassle. So Prodigy's in his third Robot Master, while MetaLow is just beginning his Robot Master fights. So right now, this is a very close matchup. Any mistake can potentially change hands in terms of who's leading.
Looks like MetaLow found a weapon that was effective on that first boss, but he's about 3 bosses behind right now. He overall lost a little bit of time, but Prodigy's hitting a little issue with Metal Man in the water.
Yeah, I tried to manipulate him, but he just couldn't get in a good position to manipulate him properly. So that's a little bit of a time waste.
Yeah, both these guys actually go in the same way. Some people actually go clockwise, other people go counter. These guys are going counterclockwise. Either way, it doesn't matter really. The idea is you just beat the boss. That's the idea. And shoutouts to Kamine for resetting the tracker and keeping track of refights, so we know exactly how many bosses each has fought. At Prodigy is he's got 5 down, make that 6, and then MetaLow has got 3 down, trying to get his 4th. Literally 3 Robot Masters apart right here. Anybody's games.
Yeah, this is the boss that gave MetaLow some issues. Prodigy absolutely just destroyed Woodman there. MetaLow took a death early on, and that's in the regular stages, and that's probably most of the difference here in this match so far.
So we're about to find out the Wild Machine is actually busted yet again, which of course it is. So both phases are going to be weak to the Buster, and it should be a relatively quick fight. But Prodigy got to be careful with his health. Wisely decides to take the E-Tank. Make sure he lives so he can go straight to the next stage and not worry about any further complications.
Yeah, Prodigy's got a clear advantage as Prodigy's going to drop down into victory road here. Hopefully he'll be able to consolidate that advantage and take game 3 and go ahead 2-1 here. But it's not over until that alien goes down.
Prodigy foregoing the item 1 zip in this stage. I'm almost confident that MetaLow will try to do that same zip, but Prodigy's lead might be enough that even a Wally 6 zip won't matter. So we're about to see what Prodigy's going to be dealing with the alien.
Yeah, we got the pink and purple alien coming in. See the weakness here. Not supercharged heat.
Oh, it's
like
Leaf Shield.
Ooh, close call. But
one shot left for Prodigy, and that'll be it. That's game 3 in the books. Prodigy, your winner.
33-35. This is official SRL.
MetaLow's about to fight the alien himself. Ooh, MetaLow didn't do all the leaf shields.
Oh no!
It looks like he's chosen to forfeit.
Ouch.
Yeah, Prodigy pretty much won the match at that point, so MetaLow just decide to just go ahead and forfeit and go for the next race. Regardless of the matter, we're pretty much Prodigy in the lead 2-1. In a race event that's much closer than I personally am kind of shocked to see, but still happy to see.
Oh, absolutely. It's just these minor, execution errors that are costing MetaLow. He's made a couple mistakes in game 1, and Prodigy was able to take the game, and we see another one here in game 3, and Prodigy was able to take that game as well. We saw a much cleaner game from MetaLow in game 2, and I'm hoping for a much cleaner game 4 from MetaLow, if not only just so we can see a game 5.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hey, that was close, and as going into, Prodigy was like, hey, I'm gonna get swept. Oh, and that is definitely not the case here, as has fallen behind in the match here as Prodigy goes up 2-1 right now. So pretty interesting. And then this next seed that has been rolled is rolled by a very special, the creator of himself of the randomizer, Duckfist, has been kind enough to share a seed with us. So
ooh, this is gonna be special. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, definitely. With it being game point, I kind of want to save it for game 5, but with how things are going, there's no guarantee that we'll get a game 5. And I wanted to guarantee the seed. So here we are, game 4. Will Prodigy take it? Will MetaLow be able to fight back and win the Duckfist seed to push for a game 5? I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited. Oh man.
So yeah, right now it's pretty much just, I don't want to say consistency is winning races. Well, no, actually I can't say consistency is winning races, because all these inconsistencies that MetaLow is doing that's leading to a lot of uncharacteristic deaths from him is really just putting him behind the 8 ball and putting Prodigy one win away from winning the entire tournament. So right now we're looking at MetaLow having all the pressure to just try to keep the tournament in gear, as his tournament life is basically at risk. Just letting you know, yes, this originally was an a double elimination tournament, but we as runners had agreed upon that the grand finals would still be just one race, best 3 out of 5, winner take all, one set of races, so that these races don't just take multiple days to finish. So we're hoping to get all these runs in on one go in one day. Right now, we're on good track here. It's just up to Prodigy to seal the deal.
Yeah, definitely. Prodigy is doing really, really well. He's up 2-1. MetaLow. I don't know if he's just not prepared. He said he's taking extra deaths. It seems like he's on the tilt, frustrated. But anything can happen here. And as Creed mentioned, it was at the final stage, we actually voted as a community, or tournament community, to decide the fate of grand finals, winners finals, and losers finals. Winners finals and losers finals also have the potential of being 3 out of 5 sets. The community decided against it. They decided those would stay 2 out of 3 like the rest of the tournament format. But grand finals being what it is, needs to be 3 out of 5. Needs to be the final hoorah, winner take all, right? So it needed to be a little different. So 3 out of 5 was definitely the way to go, I feel. And yeah, we actually also voted on whether the guy on winner's side would come in with like say 1 win automatic because of being on winner's side, and that was voted against. That it would be an even playing field for the 2 guys, the one who had fought and clawed his way through losers, and the one who had been straight through to the top. So, and that's what that's what we have here. Is Prodigy fighting and clawing his way through losers, MetaLow, straight through, straight to the top, easy peasy. So, well, I say easy peasy. I'm sure he ran into plenty of worthy adversaries along the way. As I believe, he fought Mega Kyle. He fought on. He took on LV Creed before that, I believe. Who else has he taken on? That's a good question. Let me check out this bracket here to inform you guys. In case you haven't seen the bracket, I'll put it in chat for y'all. For you guys, if you guys want to follow along to see the progress of these runners. But yeah, so we'll go with MetaLow. Started in round 2 as he rolled one of the buy slots in the last bracket, and he started by facing against LV Creed. Then he went up against Squidman, and then Mega in the winner's final. So that's how MetaLow's track to the top went. Prodigy actually ended up facing me in one of the final stage of the bracket, knocking me in the loser's side. He fought against Stuffin' Things in round 2, and he actually lost that match 2-1, very close match. But Stuffin' Things prevailed to go on there. Prodigy then fought against Kumba, which is one of the ROM hack kings, if you best ROM hack players, got multiple world records, or one of the best. Creed is also a really great ROM hack runner as well. But yeah, Prodigy making it past Kumba, also making it past Squidman, and finally making it past Creed and Mega Kyle to get here to the Grand Finals. And speaking of Grand Finals, we're in the 3rd match here. Sorry, 4th match.
4th match.
4th match. Excuse me, we've done 3. 3 have been done. Only 1 that Prodigy needs to win, and MetaLow needs 2. Will MetaLow even the score? We'll find out.
Yep, the countdown in SRL has occurred.